So just so you know, like whatever your screen shows, what my screen is going to show is just me. And then if people watch this in the future, they'll just see a video of me, no matter what you're doing. So I just turned down the music a little bit. So great. So thank you for being here today. And yeah, this class, we're just trying to figure out what works for people and make it the best for everybody. So just adjusting times, and so you'll see that on the Campus Rec schedule. If you look, like the times are a little bit different this week. So just go with that. So I wanted to talk about, well, just the whole feeling of confusion that this time can create. Like for me, teaching yoga classes has been very centering, but then when I'm not doing that, like I'm teaching a lot of classes online, like probably, yeah, like last week I taught 20 classes online, and it's very centered, like gives me something to do. But when that's not happening, there's just like, I realize there's all this input and it's easy to get onto the news, which isn't helpful for me. And so I was talking to a friend the other day who actually is somebody I study with. I study Sanskrit to learn more about yoga. He's in California. And one of the things that he does as like a volunteer is he helps people at the end of their lives and just deal with fear and, you know, how to handle that. And so I just knew that about him. So I asked him, like, well, I know that you do this thing. Is there something that is there like a general thing that you do for people? Is everybody like kind of dealt with the same way? And he said, everybody deals with like that kind of fear differently. But the overarching method that he uses is this idea of trying to take the mind and find a target to focus on that's positive and empowering, even for people who are dying. So that target, like for him right now, to kind of keep his mind off COVID-19, he's like, I'm going to increase the time that I'm running, you know, so he's timing his running. And it's occupying his day because he's like, I got to do push-ups to get better shape and got to do these exercises, got to do a little yoga. But his target is like, I'm doing that. I'm not like, my target, it's not helping me to like go down the rabbit hole of news about what's going on. I know that's happening. My target is this. And I thought that was just so simple and very easy, and it very much relates to yoga philosophy in terms of the idea of one-pointed focus, just finding anything. It's wide open, you know, it can be anything, something that resonates with you to focus your mind on, that can feel empowering and moving forward. Like I was thinking, you know, it's springtime, a great thing that some people are focusing on is like, okay, need to get some flowers, plant some flowers, or need to get the yard ready or get a garden going, or whatever your vibe is. So for class today, it's nice to think like, why did you even come here today? You know, and recognize there was a purpose and like, okay, that's my target. Like, that's why I'm here. Focus on that and stay on that. And notice if the mind wavers, the mind's just wavering, mind wavers. But you're kind of asking the mind, okay, but I have a target. And it's not just like the target in terms of like the dartboard, like that's a bigger target. Think of the target as the bullseye of the dartboard. So you like zeroed it in and now you're really centering in like, this is where I want my mind to be. And this is where I want to be focused today in class. And then you can think of it in the bigger view of like, what's my bigger target for like this week? Okay. So with that, let's just get comfortable and close your eyes. And find a little bit of a low back curve. Always want to have a little bit of low back curve. Lifting the heart up a bit, outer upper arms roll back. And then breathe. And then just get clear on, like, why are you here? And it's like, I can't tell you why that is. Could be any number of reasons. But just for like class, it's helpful to know why you came, what your choice was, and then just zero in on like, okay, I'm here because I wanted to get this out of it. I'm here because I want this kind of experience or this kind of focus. And feel this sense of like clarity, like zeroing in on one thing so that you aren't jumbled with a million things. And just allow the breaths to move in and out of your nose. And go ahead and bring your palms together at your heart center. Just lift your heart up a little bit toward your thumbs, outer upper arms roll back. And anchoring the tailbone down as you lift up through the crown. And we'll go ahead and chant together. So I always begin by chanting together the sound of Om. And we'll just chant one time. So take a full exhale and a deep, sweet inhale. Great, and release your hands, open your eyes, and then go ahead and move down onto your back. So have your feet flat and your knees bent, laying on your back. I'll just put on a little music for us as we practice today. And just breathe here on your back. Yeah. And just feel this sense of grounding. It's like letting yourself settle into your focus, your target, and just be present. Every exhale, just a little bit more settled. Every inhale, a little bit brighter through the heart. And then extend both legs up to the sky. So feet reaching up toward the sky, arms along the sides. Nice breathing in and out of your nose. And really feel the weight of your legs. Just really feel the weight of your legs over your hips. There we go. And so I want to start today just with this feeling of groundedness. So one of the things about like finding a target is like finding yourself in a place where you can find a target. So just enjoy your breath here. And feel a sense of weightiness, palms face up, open through the chest, like somebody's sitting on your feet. And then engage in the belly, just to get a little strength. Lower the right leg down so it's a little bit above the floor. And then right leg back up. Then left leg down, a little bit above the floor. Left leg back up. And let's do each of those one more time. So right leg down, strong core, back up, left leg down, back up, good, nice and steady. And then go ahead and lower the right leg into the chest and just hold it in the chest. And extend your leg out. And then left knee into the chest. And extend that leg out. Good, and then reach your hands over your head, reach your feet away, nice and long. Good, and roll to the right side. Just move up to a seat. And extend the legs out. And with the legs extended out, reach the hands high, and we'll fold forward. So just getting a little bit of weight on the legs, releasing in the head, nice and open through the heart. And just finding ourselves today and really zeroing in on this idea of, what's your target? Like, there's so many options and so much input. Like for me, being at home when I have time, it's like, oh my God, all this input from the computer. So kind of clarifying that and being clear on that. Like, is that the target or is it something else? Okay, so come up, bring your right foot in and hold on the thumbs on top and fingers underneath and extend the right leg up. So shoulders on the back and looking up toward the ceiling. Spread the left toes. And if you pull a little bit on the foot, it integrates your leg into your hip and just creates that nice feeling of being steady and present. And just getting clear on your focus. Can be like the idea of a bigger purpose, or can be just for this class, or maybe just for this week. But I just find since my friend told me that, go ahead and switch legs, that it's just been really easy to be like, oh, that's not my target. Don't go off that way. Oh, don't do that. That has nothing to do with anything that would benefit me. So creating a target just helps to be clear about, what's in the target and what's not in the target. So nice breath. And just thank yourself for being here and being together here in community in this interesting format. Okay, so super awesome. So let's come over onto our hands and knees from here. Finding table. And curl the right toes under and just extend the right leg back, head forward. Good, and then raise your right leg up and bend at the knee, and then with your left hand, find your ankle. And just raise your foot up and reach your heart forward. So reaching forward, strong in the belly, long through the neck. And steady here. So squeeze the butt a little bit. Relax in your jaw. And really open through the lifted quad. Stay strong, stay grounded in what's left. So still grounded. And then release that. You gotta do the other leg. So left leg up, extend it back. Bend the knee, right hand back. Reach for the foot. Raise the foot up and heart forward. Nice feeling of steadiness. Grounding yourself in like what feels right for you. Okay, so release that. Bring the knees back a little bit. Then reach the hips back toward the heels. And we're just gonna lift the knees up just slightly. So, I don't know, I'm up a few inches off the floor. Really root the feet down. And then straighten the legs. Reach the heels back a little bit. Then do that again. So lower the knees. So they're a little bit off the floor, hips back. Straighten the legs. And then one more time, bend the knees, hips back. Straighten the legs. And really reaching the weight back towards your hips and then into the feet. Walk your feet forward.
Feel yourself grounded in your feet. So rock side to side, forward and back, kind of like burying your feet into the floor. Great. Then bring your hands to your hips, bend a bit at the knees, feel really grounded, and come all the way up.
Yeah, so just have the feet a little wider. I like these circles. And as you do this, just feel weight really get into the feet. Notice the weight moving around. So it moves toward the toes and then the heels, toward the sides of the feet, then go the other direction. Good, and then come back, have the feet about hips distance apart. Raise the hands high, reaching high, and fold forward. Nice forward fold.
Take your right foot back, find a lunge, head forward, and heel back, and just really find space. Enjoy your focus, and then left foot back, downward dog. Hips high. Oh yeah. Come forward to plank. Keep the elbows in and bring yourself down to the mat.
Point your toes and glide your heart forward. Open through all sides of the neck and squeeze your butt a little bit. So you're grounding down in the tops of the feet, above the knees. And just enjoy your breathing. Okay, lower down, keep the elbows in, curl the toes up,
and back to downward dog. Hips high. Okay, right foot forward, back heel back, find a nice length. And let's go ahead and bring the left foot forward and fold. Take the hands on the hips, big bend in the knees, raise the upper body, straighten the legs. Release your hands, and inhale, raise the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Okay, left foot back, find a lunge, head forward, left heel back. So strong in the back leg and go in on your target. Just use the practice today like, oh, right, all these distractions, I just need one target and just focus on that. Something that you have control over. And then front foot back, downward dog. Hips up and back. Glide forward to a nice plank. Stay steady and lower yourself down. Okay, walk the feet back a little bit. Heart forward and long through all sides of the neck. So elbows are in. Find your breath, just being here today. Thank yourself for that. Go ahead and lower down, elbows in, up and back to downward dog. Always fine to go back to your knees first. Okay, so left foot forward, finding a nice lunge. And then right foot forward. And we'll fold. Stay folded. Bend at the elbows and just rock yourself a little. Side to side, forward and back. Then release your hands down to the ground or on your shins. We're going to take the right foot and then bring it behind the left. And so when you look down towards your toes, it's like a V. So the big toes are to the outside and the little toes are on the inside. And then fold a little deeper. Yeah. Hips reaching up. Let the head hang a little bit. And then move to the other side. So line up your toes. Hands are on the shins or maybe they're on the floor. Just depends on where you're at. Okay, then regular feet. Hands on the hips, bend the knees. And let's come all the way up. Great. Inhale the hands high. And sit back and down like you're sitting in a chair, straight through the elbows. And long through your neck. So hips are reaching back. Finding yourself in yourself.
here today, focusing in on your target today. Right in the heart, and just feel some space in the hips. So just broad up through the back as you stay grounded. And then hands to the heart. We'll twist to the right, so you can bring your left elbow on top of the right thigh or inside the right thigh, and then look up over your right shoulder. The hips are reaching back and down. And just feeling a nice sense of, oh yes, here I am. Made it to yoga. Amazing. So squared hips facing forward. Okay, then come back hands high, hips low. And we gotta go to the other side. So hands to the heart, twist, and look up toward the ceiling. Hips reaching back, head forward. Nice space through the spine. And one more time, come back, hands high, hips low. Straighten the legs, release the hands. And then be steady in your right leg. Let's bring the left knee up. Holding onto the knee. And just raise it as far up as feels, okay? So getting into your hip and lifting your heart, lifting your chin a little bit, looking forward. Spread your toes. And then from here, take your foot to the inside of your standing thigh and place your hands at your heart. So sitting up, hands at your heart. Breathing. And just welcoming yourself here to our short class today. Squeeze your butt a little bit. It can help to steady yourself. And we gotta let that go. And then we gotta go to the other side. So raise the knee up. Lift your heart, spread your toes. Get yourself all set. Then take your foot. Put it on your thigh, hands to your heart. This nice feeling from the hips down. It's like, oh, I'm here, finding my focus, my target, and then directing your mental arrow to that bullseye. And all the other stuff like doesn't matter. It's just like, I got my bullseye, got my focus. That's where I'm going. And breathing. That's great. Okay, release the foot down. Raise both hands high, reaching tall. Exhale, fold.
And let's walk back to downward dog. Hips are reaching up. And raise your right leg up, three-legged dog. And keep the hips level. Reaching the foot away and just feel strength here. Strong through the lifted leg, so really try to get the leg pretty high and get it in line with the rest of your spine, or from the wrist to the foot. Okay, and then let's do the other leg. So left leg up, raising the foot up, reaching it back, pushing with the hands. Good breath. Okay, lower the leg, cool. Come forward to plank. Elbows in, bring yourself down. Point the toes. Lift your heart. Open through the chest. Squeeze your butt a little bit. Then lower down, curl the toes, back to downward dog. Oh yeah. Okay, walk your feet forward. Hands on the hips, big bend in the knees, upper body up. Straighten the legs. Go ahead and bring your right foot back. And make the foot parallel to the back of the mat and left toes facing forward. Lunge into your left knee. So it's heading toward being over your left ankle. Then extend the arms up. Turn the palms up. Keep that openness in the upper arms and then turn the palms back down.
And look over your left fingers. So hips and chest facing toward the side of the mat, and your head looking over your fingers. And hopefully feel some sense of clarity, like this idea of, all right, I got my one focus, I got my target, just directing my mind to that target. All the other stuff. Like what's good to notice is like, okay, I've decided on this target. Then it's easy to know if you're not shooting toward the target, you know? If you're like aiming off in another direction, it's like, oh, right, that's not the target. Okay, straighten the front leg, drop the back hand down the back leg, and then raise the front hand up, open through the left side of the ribs. And try to be straight through your elbow, twist your chest more toward the ceiling. Nice length. Finding yourself in your body here, present. And then come up, and we'll come forward, hand on the shin or the thigh, you know, whatever. Then twist the chest, look up toward the top fingers, hips reaching back, grounding in the feet, head lengthening forward. Right in your heart. And clear about your target. Okay, come up, hands to the hips, look toward the front of the mat, and you can bring the back foot forward. You're back at the front of the mat, and then we'll switch to the other side. So line up the back foot so it's parallel to the front of the back of the mat. Front toes forward, lunge, extend the arms. Make sure you're straight up, right over your hips. Turn the palms up, open through the heart, then turn the palms back down. Look out over your right fingers. And just have a sense of clarity, or have that intention of heading toward clarity. Nice presence in your posture and your practice today. Okay, then straighten your front leg, drop the back hand down the back leg, raise the front hand up, open. Ground in the front foot, reach up. So you're just getting a somewhat of a straight line from your fingers down to your foot. Creating the most distance from your lifted fingers to your foot. Okay, then come forward, and we're going to come all the way forward, so hand on the shin or toward the ankle or the thigh, and look up. Twisting your chest, open through your elbow, really both elbows long through the neck. Really a sense of focus. And what I love about what my friend said, and also it's true for just general yoga practice, it doesn't really matter what the focus is, you know, it can be anything. But if it resonates with you, great. If it makes it so you can be present, like you can really be clear about your bullseye, right on. Okay, come up from that, and then hands to the hips. We're going to turn our feet parallel. So the feet are wide, and they're parallel. Parallel is the base of the second toe, center of the ankle in line, okay? Then extend your arms out, thumb. And just reach your arms way apart. Reach your head up from your feet, and a little bit of a back bend. Spaciousness in the heart, clear in the mind. present in your practice today. From here, fold all the way down and we'll walk the hands over to the right foot. Keep the left hip back. And then with the left hand, you can reach, reach, reach. Maybe get the hand a little more toward the right. Then go back and go the other side. So right hip back. Reach, reach, reach. Get open to the right side. Space. And then come back, turn the fingers around and just walk yourself deeper. Hips reaching up, head hanging down. So feeling the grounding in the feet, reaching up in the hips and head reaching toward the floor. And you can let the head wiggle around a little bit. So the neck kind of lengthens, gets a little longer. Yeah, and then hands to the hips, bend the knees, bring yourself up. Great. Heel toe your feet in a little and have the toes out, heels in. Then reach the hips back, and we're going to go down as low as feels like possible. And palms forward, so elbows the height of your shoulders. Reaching the elbows away from one another. Hugging the shins in toward one another, and then maybe you can go a little lower. And this idea of the focus, the target is, don't let yourself get pulled away from the target. So if you're doing a yoga posture, it's like you get too caught up in something that isn't serving you, then, back off of it, do something feels a little more focused, but just keep yourself on the target no matter, what's happening in your life. It's kind of the lesson with that. Okay, hands to the hips, straighten the legs, heel toe your feet in, come to the front of your mat, steadying your feet, raise your hands up, you're going to touch the sky, fold forward, walk yourself back to a nice downward dog. So a little bend in the knees, reach the hips up and back, and then lower the knees wide, big toes are together, and then push your hips back to your heels and rest your head. So settling into a nice child's pose. Letting it all go. Just keep refining your target as thinking like it's like binoculars. It's like, oh, I think the bird that I'm looking for is right over there, and then it's kind of out of focus, and then you zoom it in, it's like, oh, there it is, and it's really crisp and clear. It's like, that's the thing I was looking for. That can kind of be what the target feels like. It's like, I think it's this, and then you just keep refining it, focusing into the bullseye. Everything else disappears. Okay, so get yourself up, and we'll scooch around to a seat with the legs crossed. Hands on the hips, and lift through the crown of the head, broad through the heart. Let's go ahead and twist to the right. So bring the right hand behind, left hand on the right knee. Keep lifting in your chest. And then come back, we'll do the other side. So twist, go over the left shoulder, a little bit of low back curve, broad through the heart. keeping your focus and recognizing, you know, the mind's a great thing because it thinks and comes up with all these ideas and thoughts, creativity. You aren't trying to stifle that. You're just like turning it toward a positive focus, using all that energy and being clear. All right, so come back, super cool. And then we'll lay down onto our back with our feet flat. So the knees are bent and arms come along the sides. You can bring the feet in a little closer. And then we're just gonna raise and lower the hips, this feeling of being steady. So as you push down in the feet, raise the hips up, but stay focused on, it's like you're trying to push the feet through the floor. And then lower the hips down. Do that about a half dozen times. Set your own speed. So hips up and down, and you're really pushing into the floor as you go up and down. Like you're trying to push the legs below the mat, below the floor into the earth. See, let's do one more wherever you come to ground, just leave it there. And inch your your feet wider, let the knees fall together. And then arms, you can just turn the palms up along the sides. Feel this great support of the floor. You get a sense of releasing in the eyes and the jaw, and the face and the fingers. Now go ahead and let the knees come in toward the chest. Hold on below the knees and upper shins. Widen the knees a little bit. And a little rocking and rolling. So rock side to side, forward and back, and just do these little circles. 3. And then go the other direction. Do little circles in the other way. Awesome. And then kind of settle down and extend your legs out, hands over the head, and find space from your fingers to your feet. Big long space. Cool. And from here, go ahead and bring your arms along the sides and palms up. One nice thing about being at home or wherever you are is you can have your favorite blanket to use in Shavasana if you want to do that. So get yourself set up for being comfortable and just zero in on this idea of like being clear about your target. Like, can you settle into like, Go ahead and allow your breath to deepen. Find a little movement in your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up over your head, so nice stretch. Then roll over to the right side and bring yourself up to a seat with your eyes closed. And take your palms together at your heart, lifting in your heart. And we'll share the sound of Om together one time. So take a full exhale, deep, sweet inhale. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. So nice to practice with you, to be here today. Something you can do is just say hi in the chat box, just to say you're here or whatever, send a note. It's kind of like standing by the door and saying, thanks for coming, everybody. So it's just nice to hear from people. And hope you enjoyed it, and hope you'll come again, and take care, everybody.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank God for online yoga.
Yeah.
Nice to meet everybody. Bye-bye.